Waiting for my son to go in his room. Alright, I am doing a short video on canning corn. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of frozen corn, so I'm just going to can it up. I'm doing the cold pack, so water in the canner is cold. Have it up to the line that it says to have it up to, the very first line. And then a rack. So you always want to put a rack or something at the bottom because you don't want the jar sitting straight on the bottom. Then I am doing cold pack. I already said that. So I filled all my jars already. I'm going to put a teaspoon in each jar of the Redmond's sea salt. And I'm going to be using Tattler lids. Sorry, I haven't done a video in a really long time, so I'm not really remembering how to hold the phone and all this stuff. I'm going to use the Tattler lids, and I will bring this up to pressure and then show you guys when I'm done. So, teaspoon of salt, fill it with the boiling water up to, I'm going to leave an inch of headspace, so right there, and wipe the rims with a cloth with vinegar on it to make sure there's no stickiness. Then put your lids and seals. I'll come back and show you how to do a tightening of the Tattler lids. Okay, easier to hold the camera this way. So I decided to do an experiment. I probably shouldn't have mixed those first. I'm going to I added pepper flakes and some taco seasoning because we make taco soup sometimes. So I added about a tablespoon of taco seasoning and then half teaspoon pepper flakes. And now I'm just debubbling everything, making sure that the water has gone everywhere and there's no air pockets. This is a lot easier to do with two hands, but it's been months since I have made a video because of school and other health issues. I recently had a minor heart attack and decided that I need to get back to doing things that I really love to do, and this is one of them. And a friend of mine was generous enough to give me a bunch of frozen corn. So I thought, why not? I've never done this before. Why not give it a try? I like corn. And I did change it to a half a teaspoon of salt instead of a full teaspoon. Once I dumped it in one of them, I was like, that looks a lot. So I went to half a teaspoon. And like I said, I used Redmond's sea salt because it's an all-natural salt. You do not want to use ionized salt. It will not turn out well. And the salt is just to help preserve and flavor. The pickling salt, the canning salt can get a little strong, so unless it's pickles, this is what I use. I actually do use the canning salt when I'm doing tomatoes too. It seems to permeate the tomatoes better than the sea salt. But your choice. Alright, so it looks like I'm probably going to need a little bit more water in this one. It was the very last one I filled. So I'm going to go ahead, get some more water for this one, and then I'll come back when I'm wiping down the lids and then show you the next step. Alright, so I'm just using regular vinegar, getting some on a paper towel. Spoke a little bit of it. That's alright. So you do not want to use a fluffy towel when you're doing this, because you could leave lint on the edges. So paper towel. See how I'm getting the stuff off? So you're going to want to fold it over fresh new side. There you go. All right. Now for the tattler lids. So you just put the ring on it. Okay. Or the lid. Now the ring. That is basically all that it takes. That's it. You do not want to sit here and rink on it, because what happened is that little gasket that's in there is going to expand and fill the space in. So if you twist it down too hot or too hard, when it comes out of the canner, this is going to be having a lot of pressure on this lid right here, because that rubber gasket didn't really have space to go up. It went out, so that when you go to take this out, it's going to go and just spray everywhere. So if you're not comfortable using these and you don't watch the video on the tattler lid, there's a website you can go to. You can watch the video. It also shows you how to do it on the boxes. There's directions, but if you are not comfortable with using these, don't use them, because they can cause a lot of harm. Now when they come out of the canner, you have to tighten these down immediately, and then don't touch them until they're done. So I will bring you back when I have them all in the canner. All right, so I got those back in. And you never put your jars on top of your jars, so you always use these racks. So I have this, and my lid, of course I have this backwards. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so with mine, it's a Presto canner. The lines, or the V's, need to match. And then you slide it into place. You should always do maintenance on your pressure canner. You can take these to get them looked at to make sure that the pressure gauge is correctly, or if you know how to do it yourself. Make sure all your equipment is clean. There's nothing blocking this. This little steamer, make sure that there's nothing blocking that. The ring that's inside here, always make sure that it's not dry and cracked. I haven't really thought of ways to store that so that it doesn't get dry and cracked, because I don't use this often. And I was actually thinking about storing all of my canning stuff right outside my kitchen, which is my garage. And I have a spot, well, you can't really see, I have a spot right over here behind this brick wall that would be perfect for it, but I just don't know about storing the seals and stuff outside. So if anybody has any recommendations on how to store these, let me know in the comments below. All right, so you need to look, I'm not even going to tell you what pressure to use, because you need to look in your canning book. It is 10 psi where I am, and it's 55 minutes how long it has to go. So you turn this on, you let the heat and the pressure come up, then this, excuse me, I have to take that off. You let this is not going to move. You let this vent. All the pressure and stuff will come up. You let this vent for 10 minutes. Once that is vented for 10 minutes, you put your weight on there, and then this pressure will start to rise. You don't ever let it go past this area. If it starts doing that, take it off the heat, turn the heat off. If you have an electric stove, I don't really like doing this on an electric stove, but I have, You're going to have to slowly move it across the electric stove because that heat's still going to be there. But you don't ever want it to get to this point because the pressure canner can explode and it is not going to be pretty. So once you bring it up to your PSI, like my stove, I think I keep it on medium low, and it'll keep it right there for me. You keep that on for, what did I say, 55 minutes, but check your books. This Presto canner came with a book. There's also a ball book online. You can buy a ball book. There's all kinds of preservative books out there. I'm in Michigan and I don't want to tell somebody to set it for 10 and then them here only 10, and that's what they do when they're like in Alaska or, you know, somewhere else. So just read your manual. All right, Google it, look up the website, figure out what PSI you have to cook corn and everything, and I'll bring you back when it's done. I was studying while this was all happening with the study group and didn't record taking them out, but this is what I got. So this can go over here. So 6 regular, actually it's 7, 1 didn't seal. 6 regular, and then I tried this. Excuse me. We make taco soup, so I just added some pepper flakes and taco seasoning. Hopefully that turns out, but all the rest of them sealed, just the one didn't. That's what we got.